What's up, guys, and welcome to this. This is episode 11 of 25 years ago, the wrestling podcast. I am LK, joined by, as always, Brad. Brad, how are you doing this fine evening? We've been here 20 minutes trying to come up with a way how we can record so we can see both of us. And we're going back to the old, just seeing me. So apologies everyone on Patreon. And if you're listening onto the SOS Wrestling Network YouTube channel, you can access these Patreon and get access to see me cut these videos, cut the podcast in video form. So subscribe over here, patreon.com/wrestling25 years ago. With that out of the way, we're here to discuss WCW Monday Nitro.
And if you want to see me that badly, if you ask me nicely enough, I'll make you an OnlyFans. So there we are.
That's what I should do. That is exactly what I should do. Fuck being patron. I should just get my cock out, and then we can just get my cock out, earn myself a couple of moolah. And now hear me out. Now this is going to be complete off topic here. If I ever made a OnlyFans, and again, we do not normally talk like this, guys. It's just you know, wherever you're listening to this, it's just between us and these four walls. I would call myself Curious Boy, whatever number. All right, now hear me out, because then you'd get the guys will message you, the girls will be watching, and then you get the older guys like, oh my god, Curious Boy, oh, he might not be gay. Mate, you can make so much money. I think I've just found a new career path.
Exactly, but you know, you said you were on about that with Vince McMahon. You can't be doing the old Twitch or that with him around. No,
it's true. Yeah. Sorry, so Vince is preventing me from my destiny of being on OnlyFans. But we're not here to talk about OnlyFans or my cock. We're here to talk about WCW Monday Nitro from the 12th of February, 1996. As always, Brad, win, loss, or tie, what'd you give this show?
I'd say, let's go with a weak tie. It was better than the pay-per-view, but it wasn't. I wouldn't rate on it.
I give it a strong tie. I give it a strong tie. I thought the show was really fun. It was one of those I sat down and the show went woof. It flew by. I for one enjoyed the show. I'm going to give the show a strong tie. And the more I read it, if I read it, I'll probably give the show a weak win by the time I keep on reading it. But we're in Nitro, February 12th, 1996. We're from Tampa, Florida. Commentary team for the evening was Bobby Heenan, Eric Bischoff, and Mongo McMichael. I miss you, Tony Schiavone. I miss you, buddy. But the commentators, they ran down the results of the SuperBrawl show, which took place 24 hours prior. Go back and check out the SuperBrawl review if you have not done so.
Including a shit on Brian Pillman halfway through it, I noticed.
Yeah, what did he say about Pillman? He was like, because I wasn't expecting them to show that bit, but they did. I was really surprised about that.
They called him a coward and that he was gonna leave and all that. So, you know, it's not. It wasn't the ringing endorsement for him leaving. They kept mentioning that he was no longer a horseman, and yeah, I don't think they were very. I don't think they're going to support his future endeavours. Let's say that much.
Yeah, he didn't get Vince and wish well in his future endeavours, and that's a shame because, you know. But I'm looking forward to where Pillman will turn up next. I'm looking forward to seeing his WWF run. So all's well ends well. We'll go to the first match of the night. We had Hugh Morris versus Randy Savage. Morris is from the Dungeons of Doom. I loved Savage coming out. He had no hat. He had no flashy jacket. He looks pissed off because obviously it's SuperBrawl. Liz screwed him over. Also, little things like him turning around and checking the ramp, like expecting to be attacked, I thought was great. The match was, like we said, with the Flair one. It's Randy Savage getting fucked up for ages. Then he hits elbow drops off the top, which gets the win. Morris with a fucking nice moonsault. He missed it, but Morris hitting that moonsault was nice. And then a post-match promo saying Savage wants Ric Flair. Good stuff. I gave it 2 1/4. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It done a good job of us kind of getting Randy Savage kind of back over again. I had 0 complaints. I give it 2 1/4. What did you give it?
I think 1.5. I wasn't too into Hugh Morris, to be honest. I'm a bit surprised as to how everyone from the mid-90s, out of anyone, he was the head trainer for WWF. I thought he was a bit stiff. I thought he was I just didn't enjoy watching him. I've seen Randy Savage destroy him was fun. I'll give him that much, because he went completely angry because obviously it's better than now. He doesn't cry that he's lost the championship. He actually does something about it. But Hugh Morris in this match was just a bit flat. It's nothing against him personally. It's just he just doesn't appeal to me really, and I don't know what it is.
I see. I thought it was really good. Well, when I say really good, I thought it was acceptable. I thought Morris was all right. Bill DeMott really fucking come. I thought he did an all right job.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, I've not seen enough of him. I've only seen him in a little short match, so I might think better of him. But he hasn't done anything to stand out for me yet, to be honest.
I mean, each to their own. I thought it was solid. And then we went to some WCW Motorsport guy. Now, I'm not going to lie. I take notes on all these shows that we do regarding the 25 years ago series. This is the first time I actually couldn't give a flying shit. Like, I literally just put on my notes, some dude, Motorsport WCW. Like, I just... Do you know... What did he talk about? Do you know who he is?
I do, yeah. I don't actually write notes. It's just for some reason I seem to know random shit, and he comes to me on it. He's a NASCAR driver that's going to be driving the WCW NASCAR car on the Sunday, and they're advertising that.
Wow! So they're advertising an advertisement, because that's all the WCW car is advertising. I guess, yeah, and there's a way they get them to watch NASCAR with their family or whatever. Who knows? But was it really needed on Nitro? Me thinks not.
Well, yeah, if it's a Nitro car, but it's not.
Yeah, but the point of that car is to promote Nitro. So why would you then promote the car?
Because you want people to watch NASCAR as well as watch Nitro.
Maybe. I guess maybe it's on TNT.
It is. It's on the same network.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. That makes perfect sense. Then we had Scotty Riggs versus the Loch Ness Monster.
Mess.
It was so Riggs is part of the American Males, which is the team with your favorite wrestler Marcus Bagwell. The Loch Ness Monster is Giant Haystacks. He talked about that on SuperBrawl review. Nearly 700 pounds they announced him as. No way.
And then it went up to started at 600, and then they said 700. So for some reason, his gap between walking to the ring and getting in the ring, he gained 100 pounds.
He ate Jimmy Hart. Like what was he doing? There was a nasty spot though. So Riggs kind of jumped off the top, and then Loch Ness Monster tried to do a slam in midair, but imagine 600 pounds crushing down on poor Scotty Riggs' legs. It made my legs buckle. It made my knee buckle. It was fucking. Are you on about when he tried to do a throw on him and he basically toppled on top of him and crushed him? Yeah. So Scotty Riggs, when he jumped off the top and he tried to catch him into kind of a Mark Henry World's Strongest Slam, and he just basically belly flopped his poor leg, and you just saw him scream in pain. I was like, oh, you poor man, Scotty Riggs. See you in a couple years. Then he got the win with a couple of nice elbow drops. You got to admit, Loch Ness Monster's got a fucking gorgeous little elbow drop on him. But
I'm not a fan of Loch Ness. I'm not a fan at all, really. I'm going to be honest.
He's not. I doubt he lasts long. But the crowd were proper reacting to Monster. They were giving him some heat. They're not a fan of the Loch Ness Monster now. Whether it's because they hated it or that he's just Giant Haystacks and has a really great way of getting heat, but I thought it was quite over. Maybe Giant Haystacks, at the time is a bit different. If we were alive at the time and would been like, Loch Ness Monster is Giant Haystacks. I love Giant Haystacks. I'm going to support him whatever he does.
But you're talking like if we had like, I was going to say if we had like someone like blimmin' Carlito come out and everyone went crazy about it, or blimmin' I don't know, Headbangers or something like that. But I've just realised what I was saying. For some reason, people do actually like that kind of thing. So there we are.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. So like, I was gonna say he's a guy that's like 20 years past his prime here, but has that changed in 2021?
No, dude. The guy who's fucking wrestling, who just won the Royal Rumble, is 40 odd and retired 10 years ago. So here we are. Times have not changed. Times have not changed. It's nostalgia at the end of the day. To these guys in the building, it's probably great seeing Giant Haystacks. They probably watched him on World of Sport. It's like, that's cool. It's Giant Haystacks. Because like you said on yesterday's show, the episode 10, when we talked about SuperBrawl, how kind of you can go up to a random person on the street, they will know who.
In UK though.
In the UK, but I reckon if you went up to some people in I guess in America they'll go, oh, what, Hulk Hogan? That's probably what they'll say, Hulk Hogan, and probably maybe Bruno, depending how old they are.
It's definitely it was on the ITV, so I don't think they got ITV in America, did they? So you know what I mean. I don't think he's a star that'll. But I don't know. I obviously I wasn't watching wrestling in the 80s and 70s, so I wasn't born. So there we are.
Yeah. No. We were none of us. Well, I mean, I wasn't born in the creation of this show. When I wasn't alive, I was not alive at this point. I was not.
No. So if someone maybe was a bit older, like maybe 40, 50 odd, if you are American, I know I'm speaking to a very direct type of person there, but if you knew who Giant Haystacks were and Big Daddy were back in the day, feel free to comment on this on the video or on Twitter, and we'll be able to sort of speak to you about it, because we don't really have that much context for something that was this long ago, really.
We're not going to come on here like Dave Meltzer and be experts. And before we get, actually, we're not going to move any further. We're going to stop. We're going to hold the fort. I'm pulling the train back. I've hit the emergency stop button. Now, I'm a PW Torch VIP member. You are a Wrestling Observer newsletter guy. Now, I for one am a PW Torch VIP member because I really enjoy Wade Keller's podcast. I think he's a really good podcaster. I just really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. They're free as well, aren't they? I noticed that. I went on the website.
Yeah, he has
some
free
of them
ones.
are free.
Yeah, some of them are free, and he does a good job. I think he's just good at his job. I think he's very, very good at his job. Mm-hmm. Now, he doesn't really comment on the dirt. He just kind of analyzes the shows, gives his opinion, and moves on. Like, that's the thing you never see, according to Wade Keller at PW Torch VIP. It's not that. He just analyzes the show. And I like that, so I give him a listen. I really enjoy it. Now, you're an Observer guy, and it's Patreon, who gives a fuck. We share accounts, is the best way to say it. So for the first time in the career of myself, I listened to, in full, the latest Wrestling Observer radio. All right? In full, I listened to it.
It's good, isn't it?
I actually quite enjoyed the show. I didn't enjoy their New Japan coverage. They talked about the New Beginning show that took place this morning and yesterday. I thought that was fucking awful. Please, I can't, because you could just tell they don't watch it. Meltzer's like, I caught the last 5 minutes of Ibushi and Sonata, but it was a great match. Like, how the fuck do you know that? Fucked off. Imbecile. Anyway, but hearing him talk about AEW and NXT, I thought was fun. But out of the two, Brian Alvarez is the better podcaster, without a shadow of a doubt. It goes Brian Alvarez and Wade Keller on an equal level, and then way down below is Dave Meltzer. I didn't think he did he's a good podcaster at all.
No, but he didn't start off as a podcaster. He started off as a writer.
Okay, so I'm not going to see Dave Meltzer every single day on Observer Radio, am I? No? Yeah, you would, but I mean, he started off in this period writing. Oh yeah, he'll be writing. No podcast.
He'd be writing from 96, yeah. Whereas Brian Alvarez was actually radioing during this point.
Okay, thank you for explaining that, because I was listening and I was like, Meltzer, Uncle Dave, and what's going on here? Why are you so bad at this? Anyway, I have to get that out there publicly and let people know I'm listening to Dave Meltzer, because I can now have the right to insult him. Liz and Woman come out. Back to the show. Liz and Woman come out. They bring a bed, which is just what the fuck?
A hospital bed, by the way. A
hospital bed. Yeah, a hospital bed.
Give people a better idea. Yeah.
So Liz says, we left the hotel in a gurney, which was just, oh god. And then Flair comes out under the sheets. Now I thought that was hilarious. Gene says next week on Nitro, there's going to be a match between Ric Flair and Randy Savage for the world title. Flair does one of these insane promos. He's losing his fucking mind, and I love it. I love it every single time. that we get to see Ric Flair cut a promo. I'm a huge fan. Liz says, for 7 years I've sat in the corner, I was behind you, I was an afterthought, and last night she took half the money, she took half the house, she did boom, 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 get some heel heat on Liz, and then they kind of acted as if they're going to go fuck, and off they went. I thought it was brilliant. What were your thoughts on the segment? Because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was the best part of Nitro, I thought. Better than any match on this night, better than anything. Ric Flair did a promo that I would say was better than something that I've seen in years that's not on AEW. I love AEW, by the way. It's like one of the better. I think it's better than WWE personally. But yeah, I think Ric Flair could teach a lot of these younger guys how to do promo work. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Did you watch NXT this week?
No. Was it good?
I actually quite enjoyed the show, and I'm literally, once you finish wrapping this up, I'm going to do an NXT review exclusively for Patreons. So if you're listening, go check that out. But fucking Cameron Grimes comes out and he's basically become Ric Flair. Like, he comes out, he's got so much money, he does Snow Angels in it, and he's cutting this promo, which, watching this Ric Flair from 96.
He does Snow Angels? What do you mean?
Like, so that he throws loads of money in the air, and he does, like, Snow Angels in the money, on the mat. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought it was a really, really good promo. And it just reminded me...
He's took that from Flair.
Yeah, definitely. Because you know why? Because Cameron Grimes is following us on the 25 years ago wrestling fucking show, and he's going back and he's seeing some Ric Flair from early '96, January and February '96, and he's like, "Oh, that's good. I'm gonna do it." So you're welcome for the.
He's one of the 10 regular listeners. So hello, Cameron Grimes.
More than 10? How dare you? And insult our own show. More than 10. Right. Anyway, where are we? Dangerous Devon Storm versus Conan. I tell you what, I really enjoyed this. This was, you did it. Did you just you say you didn't? How could you not? This was a car wreck. It was so fun.
Well, exactly, but I thought it was just watching a guy trying to get all his stuff in 5 minutes.
Right.
Like he was trying to do every big move that he can. He started doing random jumps off a chair, and it was just like he's just trying to throw stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like, why can't you just have a normal match, like a standard match?
Right. So I'm telling you, I went from Conan versus One Man Gang to this, and I tell you what, I'll take this.
It was better than that, but I wish that they just sort of slow the pace down. It was like they were rallying at 100 miles per hour for no reason.
Yeah, but they're trying to get that's what the cruiserweight style is. It's just kind of balls to the wall. 96, just kind of go out there and fuck each other up. I thought this was great.
But if it had a bit more psychology to it, fine. But it's just watching a guy jump off a chair for some reason. It wasn't bad. Like, I would actually enjoy a match of him in it. But it just felt rushed, and it just felt like he was trying to just get his stuff in. And if every match he does is going to be like that, it's going to be repetitive. Even though he can tell he's a good talent, it's going to end up becoming repetitive.
Are we talking about Conan or dangerous Devon Storm here?
I'm on about Devon Storm because he was the one that was trying to get everything in the ring. I think Conan also botched a move as well, didn't he? Like, he was going to throw him or something outside the ring, and he dropped him.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll break down, because I actually took some. This was like one of the only matches where there was actually some spots to write down. So you start off. We had a tope con hilo from Storm. Storm then runs, pulls the steps, jumps off the steps. Conan catches him, and in midair attempts a power bomb, but kind of drops him and just really drills him on the floor. That got a minor ECW chant, which is quite entertaining. Conan hit a gorgeous wheelbarrow German in there. And then Storm in the finish goes for a hurricane run off the top, and Conan, drills him with a powerbomb off the top rope. Fucking drills the fuck out of him. Like, my neck was having aneurysms because of it. Oh man, the pain that man must have been in. Like, honestly, everyone go check this match out if you enjoy this. To see, you say you watch the AEW more than the WWE. You're more of a fan of AEW. It's just kind of
AEW.
It's just
AEW doesn't just blast it out though. AEW explains why they're doing certain things.
Yeah,
this was just a guy jumping off a chair for some reason. Like, it was, honestly, I could tell what he was doing, and it's fine. Is he new to this? Is he new to WCW, Devon Storm?
Yeah. He said Bischoff said it's one of the guys they've signed.
Right. he was just trying to get all his stuff in at once, and doing that he was rallying, which was fine. It was not a bad match him doing that, but he just needs to like slow down a bit. I can't be bothered watching something that's just a load of fast-paced movement for no reason. And he was just, it's like when you've been wrestling training, haven't you, Kieran? LK, sorry.
Prick. Carry on.
Sorry. Edit that out, mate.
I will not edit out. We will carry on. We'll rock and roll. Carry on. Keep
Sorry.
Going.
Okay. But yes, you've done wrestling training before, okay. You must have been taught at one point or another to sort of take your time with stuff, to sort of match psychology, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna dive into that just because of training rules. I'm not allowed to it's kind of a real private like type thing.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
But I know I used to do training, and it's fine. I can speak about it because I no longer do it.
Okay, cool. You speak, and then I'll talk about that.
I'll talk about it a bit more. They drilled into us that you need to sort of take your time with stuff. You need to make sure a match flows. Devon Storm didn't focus on this. He just focused on trying to get his stuff in, and it's why it was a loss to me, to be honest. Yeah.
Slow it down is a big one. That taught. I don't know. I just for me, the way my training kind of is we're just taught that it's kind of, you don't give out what we're trained, because otherwise, kind of people will. Yeah, it's a real interesting one because we'll move on. We'll move on. We'll move the fuck on. That's the biggest low ball ever. Now I'm gonna have everyone fucking out. Please tell the story. How about this? Sign up to Patreon and I'll fucking give you the story. Oh, magic. The story is I'm currently still training, just in lockdown. But so we move. I back to the actual point we're trying to make. I enjoyed it because, you know, this 1996, and these guys are going out there, and for the time that it was, if this happened in 2021, I'd have lost my shit, because it's like you said, it's bad. There's no psychology. It's just kind of a spot fest for spot fest's sake. But this is 96.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying exactly okay. I was nodding along with you.
Yeah. But it's kind of one of those, in 1996, this is new. You know, the American audience hasn't seen this, so it's probably exciting. I reckon Bischoff. This is my prediction. Again, I don't know this. My prediction is Bischoff told those boys, go out there and fucking give your all. Like, just just go out there, get me people's attention. Because if you're watching that as a casual fan, not as a, you know, hardcore wrestling fan or, you know, or whatever, you're going to watch that and go, that was crazy. That was so cool. You know what I mean? So I think that's what they kind of tried to do. So I think that's why I kind of enjoyed it, because I kind of respected, you know, what they went out there and they gave it their all. But I do get where you're coming from a standpoint of, there was no psychology, there was no storytelling, the pace was just awful, and there was no selling either, which is a big thing. That's what I love about the New Japan Junior Heavyweight division. It's just there's so much selling. But yeah, I give.
Who would you recommend to sort of keep an eye on from the Junior Heavyweights
in New Japan?
Man,
I'll
give you 3 guys that you can recommend people to keep an eye on.
3 guys.
There's your challenge, okay.
I'll give you Hiromu, just because of his character work. Hiromu Takahashi's character work and the pacing of his matches go from kind of slow, and they kind of build to the hot finish, kind of like an Okada and Naito match. El Phantasmo for heel work. He's just such a great heel. Like, when I watch, I can't stand the prick. And then it's kind of a tough one because everyone else is just kind of in there. Desperado, El Desperado, if you're kind of wrestling under a mask, kind of the way his mannerisms are, kind of tell a story rather than his facials. Like, to be able to wrestle without facials, I think, is extreme talent, which is why Rey Mysterio is so fucking underrated. He can't tell a story of his face. You know, that's your selling point, but he does it. He does it.
Exactly. Bushi for me is the same thing. When I watch I don't really watch that much, but I know who these guys are somewhat. Bushi for me, because he hasn't mastered the same way. You watch some of his body movements, which I quite like, which I hope that they bring into this WCW Cruiserweight division, which was going to be my point. They need to work on sort of development with themselves, but it's brand new at this point, isn't it? So you can't expect the full work.
It's in my opinion, it's let's go balls to the wall, and like you said, let's see what sticks. And some of it stuck. I mean, but I don't know. I watched it as if like how I've been watching these shows, which is why I've been enjoying Hogan and Flair so much, as if I'm actually there in '96 and nothing else has happened. That's how I kind of put the hat on when I watch a show. But let's get to the main event. We have Hulk Hogan going one-on-one with Arn Anderson. And I've got on my notes here, Brad's going to hate it because of the finish. So we'll get to the finish. So
you know me already. Okay.
Yeah. I know you weren't a fan of this. So Hogan's still wearing his eye patch. Now I was excited about this on episode 10. I said how excited about it. The crowd were pumped. And Arn Anderson, man, his strikes are so fucking good. Like his strike, every punch looks like he's knocking them the fuck out. Hogan being very heelish with stuff like choking with the wrist tape, which I thought was pretty damn interesting. Kind of obviously at this point they didn't know the NWO was going to happen, but it's kind of still interesting. And I got a fun one for you. So Arn Anderson hit the double A spinebuster. Did you see WWE posted a video on their Twitter saying who has the best spinebuster, and they gave 8. There was a list of 8. Apollo Crews.
No, I haven't.
Apollo Crews is on this list, all right, and Arn Anderson isn't.
Right, read the full list.
So there was Batista. There was The Rock.
Yeah, fair enough.
There was Apollo Crews.
Okay.
Who else is there? There was Triple H.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons, which is a
Ron
WCW
Simmons,
one.
yeah.
That was a good spinebuster. Booker T. And I can't remember the other two because they weren't very... Apollo Crews and someone else. But I was just... Because I just wrote it down on my notes. I was just like, how the fuck can you do a best spinebuster list and not have Arn Anderson in there? Like, he created the move Apollo stealing.
I think they're trying to put over Apollo Crews with that. It was quite obvious. It's like, who's best? These list of legends, or a guy no one care? Oh well, a guy that we've made no one care about because we can't book him properly. I wonder who. And then I reckon is this like a poll? I reckon he's won that poll.
No, it wasn't. It was kind of like a Wham Wednesday on one of WWE's social media channels.
Oh well, they're doing it. They're doing it to try and promote him, aren't they? But it's not.
But fucking have Arn Anderson in there. Like, come on, man! He's doing the double A spinebuster, the double A Arn Anderson spinebuster, and Arn Anderson isn't on the list. What a joke!
Exactly. Okay. Exactly.
Anyway, Liz passes on. So, woman throws powder at Hulk Hogan. This is the bit I bet you fucking loved. So, woman, bam, throws powder at Hulk Hogan. Anderson hits Hogan with Liz's shoe. 1, 2, 3. My boy Arn Anderson beat Hulk Hogan, and I was literally jumping up and down with joy. I was like, "That's it, Arn Anderson, that's it!" And then Hogan attacks Flair and Anderson, and Savage comes with a chair and beats the fuck out of him. Oh man! And then
I'm going to surprise you.
Go on.
I'm going to surprise you. I like the storyline telling in this.
Good.
I like the I like the story because it's linking it together. So, woman is doing this this whole, anti-diva gimmick, or it wouldn't be diva at the what, you know what I mean? Whatever you would call a diva in 1996, but she's doing an anti sort of standard woman gimmick. Elizabeth is sort of turning into quite a bratty heel. So seeing them, turn on Hulk Hogan like this, it's been done over a period of weeks. They've done it quite repetitively, admittedly, but it is done for a reason, and it's done to get sympathy on Hulk Hogan. Now, the end result I am not going to be a fan of. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's not great. But leading up to it, the storyline telling in this is actually quite clever, I'll say. So have I surprised you at all?
You have, yeah. But I thought you'd been pissed off because Hogan took the loss, and then immediately, like literally straight after, bam, he's beating the shit
I didn't like that bit.
I
didn't like that bit. But it didn't spoil my enjoyment of the match.
Okay, that's good. I gave it 2.5 stars. I thought the match was actually pretty solid.
Yeah, 2.25 for myself as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Correct. Same sort of period.
Good stuff. And then what have we got? So Flair then goes up to the ramp, grabs the headset. He is screaming at the top of his lungs, we got the belts, we got the girls, we got the wrestling world on the run. Hogan and Savage then chase after him. They get out. Hogan tries grabbing a headset and breaks fucking everything in sight clearly by accident. He's just breaking everything. Like the headset's like dangling in front of his face. Poor fucking WCW, poor TNT, poor Ted Turner, and now he's gonna have to deal with Vince fucking beating the shit out of him on Raw on those billionaire Ted. And then Savage cut a promo hyping next week. Hogan accepts Arn Anderson challenge.
You missed the bit of the show that annoyed me though before we move on to the end part of it.
Go on.
Did you hear that Vince McMahon made them apologise because he joked that Vince McMahon caused the power outage last week?
Yeah, for fuck's sake. I have that on my notes under Dangerous Devon Storm and Conan. I had that on my notes. I was going to get to it, but we went on to a risque question. But yeah, so Bischoff literally says, and I quote, "Apologies if anyone took a joke about WF cutting off our power last week. Seriously, man, I can't believe he had to apologise for that. That's just
Are you starting to see what I see in WWE now with them being petty?
Yeah, like thank fuck Raw wasn't on. Let's just say that. Thank fuck Raw wasn't on, because I would have been a bit bitchy boy.
Exactly.
Awful stuff. But yeah, so then you had the Hogan accepting Arn Anderson challenge for a match next week, and then Hogan goes, "No more Mr. Nice Guy" on Nitro, and we kind of wrapped it up. But the last 2 minutes were just carnage of Hogan and Savage on the mic. Like, what the fuck was that? They were kind of rambling at one point, but no, I thought the match itself was really good.
And he damaged the headset as well. Which made me cry a little internally.
Yeah. He like proper fucked up, like gentle man. Like that's probably a couple of £1,000 worth of fucking headset there you're throwing around, especially in 1996.
If he did that to my Optus Pro Wireless, I don't care how big he is, I will smack him.
Oh god damn, poor Hulkster. He's getting battered left, right, and centre. But yeah, overall though, I'm gonna stick with a tie. I think the show was alright. It was a bit more enjoyable than SuperBrawl. It was quite a quick watch.
Yep.
But yeah, slowly but surely this nostalgia is starting to wear off though. Slowly but surely. For you it's come off a bit quicker, but for me it's starting very slowly to come off. And I'm not looking forward to when this becomes a chore. I'm not looking forward to that.
We'll riff over it, but yeah, I'm gonna stay with my score of a tie. I thought it was better than SuperBrawl, but I still think that they need to work on the pace in a lot of these shows and sort of cut out the irrelevant crap of well, we do the same thing, so you know we can't really blame them that much. But of the old NASCAR driver and all that, we need to just sort of knuckle down now and get to some meaty stuff, which I hope will come. But
I think it'll help when the show gets to 2 hours long, coming up in April, May. I think that'll be very helpful.
Was it the shirt?
Yeah.
Is it the shirt?
Nitro does. I don't know when WWF does, but Nitro does go 2 hours.
Oh, cool. All right, so we'll keep you informed about that, and obviously we'll keep watching to that point. Hopefully, unless I've done more controversy, unless I've done another CM Punk, I'll be removed from this show.
You'll be right. You'll be all right. It's not a problem. But yeah, if you've watched this, hey, episode 12 is In Your House. How about we get a fucking little match cardy up for the In Your House?
No, it's not. Episode 12 was actually ECW Cyberslam.
Oh, of course it is. I literally told Dion to watch the show because he might have Dion join us as well. Fuck's sakes. Dion said he's a big fan of ECW back in the day, so that would be great having Dion.
Is he joining our ECW specials, is he, Dion?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, because he was a big fan of ECW back in the day, because I said we're going to do Cyberslam. And
is he older than us, is he, Dion?
Yeah. I think he's about 10. I think 10 years older, maybe 8-10 years older.
Oh, fair enough. All right, but I'll run through this card then, and hopefully we'll get Dion on. If not, you know, we've sold you something again, like we did with my face, but hopefully we do. But if we can, we're gonna get you this on. So, the first one it's not a spoiler. It's a preview. Don't worry, but there is someone really interesting debuting on this show. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, don't give me the. I'm torn now. I want to know and I don't want to know.
I'm not telling you. This is the point. This is how I do these predictions. I will make you tune in next week. So the match cards for this are Judge Dredd, apparently from the comic books. Not that same Judge Dredd, and the Bad Crew, Dog and Rose versus Dino Sandoff, Donnie Allen, and the Dirt Bike Kid, which was the Shark Attack Kid.
Right, first I might skip that match because I know none of them, and how am I meant to take notes on people I don't fucking know? Anyway, carry on with the card. This is SuperBrawl 96.
You know Shark Attack Kid, and now you'll know Dirt Bike Kid. So El Puerto Ricano versus Spiros Gecko.
Oh.
Taz versus Joel Hartgood. I don't know who Joel Hartgood is. Bubba Ray Dudley with Big Dick Dudley, Dances with Dudley, and Sign Guy Dudley versus Mr. Hughes. There's a reason why I'm saying that with the Wivs, by the way, because I do want to talk about one of the names. The Bruise Brothers, which is Don and Ron Harris, versus the Headhunters with Damian Kane and Lady Alexandra. JT Smith versus Axel Rotten.
Oh, that's going to be so shit. Carry on. Sorry, carry on.
It's all right. A triple dog collar 6-man tag team match. Stevie Richards and the Eliminators versus Francine and the Pitbulls. Tooth Cold Scorpio versus Sabu for the World Television Championship.
Nice.
Cactus Jack versus Shane Douglas.
Very nice.
And Raven with Come On, I Wanna Lay Ya. I love that name. Stevie Richards and the Blue Meanie versus the Sandman with Missy Hyatt, and that's for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. So it starts off terrible, but it does get better.
Okay, yeah, there's something to work with there. There's something to fucking work with. But there we
and
have
you want the next
Go
WCW before we go? The next Nitro?
Yeah, give the next Nitro. It's in your house as well, isn't it?
No, In Your House is after the ECW show. We'll preview that when we do the ECW show, but we'll do WCW first.
Yep.
So for this one, it's the 19th of February. We've got Sting versus the Giant in a dart match. I'll give you the results of the dart match actually, because I don't care. The Giant defeated Sting in a dart match. Johnny B. Bad defeats Lex Luger for the WCW World Television Championship. Okay, and then we get
whoa. Johnny B. Bad
retains his World Television Championship against Lex Luger in a dart match.
Yep.
That's fine. You don't need to know about that.
No. I thought you said defeats and won. I was like, what? Luger won the fucking TV title and lost it like the next night.
No.
Okay.
Arn Anderson with Woman versus Hulk Hogan again. Loch Ness with Jimmy Hart versus Alex Wright. The Belfast Bruiser, which is Fit Finlay versus Brad Armstrong.
Ooh, that should be good.
That would be really good. Ric Flair with Miss Elizabeth and Woman versus Randy Savage for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship for that next Nitro.
Beautiful. That seems like it could be a fun show. Looking forward to Savage and Flair again. It'll be the third time in about 5 weeks. So you
are going to get sick of seeing this match, by the way. I think it does come up a lot.
Yeah. I can't wait for this show to go 2 hours so they can actually get the TV and US title on and actually, make it.
Give it time.
Yeah, gotta give it time. But overall, this is it was a respectable show. It wasn't trash. But there we have it. If you're listening on the SOS YouTube channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to know when we're going live each and every time. If you're listening on any of the audio platforms, again, follow, share, leave a 5-star rating, etc., etc. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you very much. And if you're watching on Patreon, that means you get to see me in video. And if you're not a Patreon member, go to www.patreon.com/wrestling 25 years ago. It's only £2.99 pence a month, obviously converted to whatever currency you guys are around the world. And you get all the 25 years ago in video, and on my end you get early access to this show, minimum of 24 hours. And then also, it'll be the only place where I get to rant and rave about Monday Night Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, as well as a daily little news show that I enjoy doing, because I want to take the piss out of Dave Meltzer quite a bit. So if you enjoy Meltzer bashing, definitely subscribe to that. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming on, Brad. It's a pleasure.